Pisces, I'm here to give you a 2024 New Year wildcard read straight from the hip with lots of lift. And we're going to be looking at the energies in play for you as you enter into this new year. How will things unfold for you? What opportunities are on offer? Will fortune's fate favor you? We're going to see what the cards have to say. This is for any strong Pisces placement, Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto. If you have a strong placement in the 12th house, or if you're a Virgo rising, this makes you a Pisces Descendant, and this may speak strongly to you. I will say that right off the bat, it's a beautiful sunny day here today after it being quite overcast and cold the past few days. So I feel like the sun is breaking out for you. There's some kind of happiness coming into your life in the new year. Things are going to lighten up, brighten up for you. I think you're going to see things a lot more clearly. I hear Johnny Nash's I Can See Clearly Now playing in my mind, okay? I'm hearing that song play. I feel like you got some kind of new joy taking root in your life that has you looking at things a lot differently. I feel like you're getting out of kind of like a dark, heavy period, maybe even a period where you felt a little cloudy or uncertain about your future. And it's really going to be inspiring a sense of optimism and enthusiasm as you enter 2024. So let's see what is coming in for Pisces. We're going to get a baseline here with the tarot. And have a look here. Look at this. Bottom of the deck energy. We have some love union front and center. This is a meeting of hearts and minds. I feel I'm getting this piece that there's a little bit of the sapiosexual being activated here. Someone doesn't just stimulate you on an emotional level, but on an intellectual level. And this is someone that you see eye to eye. This is a coming together. There's also a lot of transformation and healing that has happened within this connection. We see the caduceus there, all right? And there's also this lion with the wings. And this is really giving me the feeling of freedom from what has bound you, held you back in the past, or something that used to limit you in the past. You're finding a new sense of freedom in love. Something has really been overcome in the area of love and romance. And there's this beautiful healing that's taking place within a relationship for you. It looks really gorgeous here, okay? So just a natural affinity coming in there. I'm going to do my 3 cuts in the deck 3 times. Again, new beginning in love, okay? This is something that may have started to come in for you back in the summer of this present year of 2023. And whatever was started back then, some new way that you started to pour into yourself. This could even be like a creative focus that you had that began to really take root in the summertime. This grows to full fruition by next summer in 2024. There's a lot of healing work that you're doing right now. You might be doing a lot of spiritual cleansing as well, just sort of like clearing out old karmic cycles, letting go of old energy, really valuing yourself, appreciating yourself, nurturing yourself. So, you know, there's this piece about before two can come together, it's so essential that you first come to that place of really feeling fulfilled within yourself. So I think you've been exploring different ways to find fulfillment, personal fulfillment, and this is making you a better lover. It's making you a better lover in 2024. I also feel like there's something that you're invested in creatively that feels divinely inspired. It's something that really allows you to express your spirit. And this is also going to experience some growth. And I really see that growth coming in next summer. There will be some kind of new beginning that happens at that time. There might be some kind of big opening you have, an art opening, a gallery opening, something that really highlights your creative work for those of you who are working on a creative project. I feel like there's some kind of fruition that comes next summer with that. But this is really just about you nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, and the new beginnings that it's going to bring you next summer in the areas of love and creativity. Really beautiful energy there. And this is also going to expand your finances. And I do see you bringing a new creative angle to your work and developing something that is going to give you a lot of fulfillment. I feel like where you have felt that things have been a little slow in the work arena, or maybe finances weren't really building in the way that you had envisioned for yourself. Something's picking up here. It does have the feel of honing a craft. So I feel like this is a direction of work where it really requires that you have a very specific skill set. And I feel like you're really tending to that skill set. You're honing your skills and you're expanding on them. And I see you being very productive. It's lucrative. Okay, there's financial growth here. And then we're going to do one more cut. And this is just kind of your baseline energy. Right now, though, you may be feeling a little trapped. You might also be feeling like there's nothing you can do to change your circumstances. You feel stuck. You also feel like there's certain information you don't have. Okay, Pisces, this is take 2. There actually was a disruption in recording the video. I've never had this happen before. The phone actually just totally shorted out on me. So there's definitely some kind of blocking energy here. There's definitely this feeling of something kind of inhibiting progress, or something that's in the way that's preventing forward motion at this time for you, that's feeling very frustrating. I even went to record this on my phone instead of going the streaming route, because there's been so many interruptions lately, and especially with Mercury retrograde. But it seems like this is, you know, something that's really kind of where you're feeling most held back at this time. It almost just feels like you don't have all the information you need to move forward, or you may even feel like restricted in some way, held back in some way. There might be this feeling that you don't have a way to move out of your current situation or circumstances. But with the 8 of Swords, this is an illusion, all right? It's something that is more self-perpetuated than anything else. So let's see what's on the other side of this. You're entering the new year feeling a little held back, a little stuck, a little restricted, like you have some kind of limitations, or you don't really understand what the best way to move forward is because you're missing certain essential information. So let's see what is coming in for Pisces in 2024, Spirit. What is coming in for Pisces in 2024? What does 2024 have in store for Pisces? Some of you may even feel like somebody's done some kind of like binding work on you, control work, restricting work. You might feel like obstacles are coming in from outside of yourself. But with the 4 of Swords here, if you have a concern about that, this is about you just letting go, trusting Spirit, knowing that you're covered, okay? You don't have to worry about anything. I think that what's really needed at this time is maybe to give something a rest. You might have been struggling with something too much. It's been at the forefront of your consciousness. Maybe you feel like you should take more of an active role in trying to resolve something or figure something out. But I feel like what you're really in need of is rest and restoration. The more that you can kind of let go and just trust instead of trying to push the river or achieve a certain outcome, the more that you're going to find the answers come in and the way frees up for you. So there's something here you need to take your hands off of. And then once you do, you're not going to be feeling so limited the way you do now. It's almost like trying to get too involved in something is what's sort of putting a spanner in the works in your situation. And if you just hold tight, those prayers you've been sending up are going to be answered. Where you've been looking for guidance, the guidance will come in. And I think that the way will get a lot smoother for you. There's something here, though, about needing to release, you know, and not try to have sort of like a predetermined course. There's more need to go with the flow and have a more relaxed disposition about things, okay? So just trust. Though it might seem kind of like you're being held back in some way right now and you might be feeling frustrated, just trust that there's a timing to everything, okay? And if you just hold out, things will become a lot more clear. Now, this is about you really moving into your independent energy. It's about you owning your fire. It's also about your personal desires and what you would like to see grow in your life. I feel like you're moving into this place of independence and sort of really building your confidence. Maybe you didn't feel confident for a while, but something is starting to shift here. You're starting to understand your own worth, your own value, what you bring to the table. And there might be some sexual desire in the mix here too. I think you're wanting to have more independence. Maybe you have been feeling a little bit held back. Could even be feeling held back by a particular relationship, or just feeling like you don't have some of the options that you used to have because in some way you have obligations to other people. This might be a desire to free yourself from some of those obligations so you can kind of like open up opportunities for you. This could have to do with the fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I also feel like this is your desire to kind of like do your own thing in terms of work. You don't really want to work for somebody else. You have your own ideas for what you want to grow in your life, and you're more entrepreneurial minded. I also feel like this will be a point of success for you. So let's see what's coming in around this Queen of Wands energy. Okay, it could be a Leo that you've been dealing with, all right? And it could be something where, you know, it also could just be that quality of Leo as well. When I think of Leo, I think of confidence, I think of courage, I think of being in the spotlight. And so maybe in some way you kind of like try to dim yourself down, or you try to hide your light, when really you're meant to have the confidence to, you know, bring that forward, allow yourself to be seen. And I think maybe there's something that's coming in for you in 2024 where you're not going to be in the shadows anymore. It's like you're moving up to center stage, and it's sort of like spotlight on you. And you might feel a little reticent to step up into this position, to allow yourself to be seen, stepping up into this position. Or maybe, you know, it brings certain things up for you, like maybe there's something you need to work on in terms of your confidence to be able to rise up into this opportunity that's coming your way. And I feel like it has a lot to do with overcoming certain viewpoints, certain challenges, certain fixed positions you have. They're holdovers from the past. There's something that you need to get in touch with here and transform. But there's a lot of sort of like just feeling like you're not in your full power. And it's because you're still kind of operating out of a mindset that's rooted in ancient history. It has nothing to do with who you're becoming now or the opportunities that are opening up for you. So this is a need to really like stoke the confidence. That's what I feel. And there's something about a glow up. All right. I feel like you're going to be focusing on this a lot more in 2024. This might be also feeling like your health needs a little boost. Maybe you've had some health setbacks. You just haven't been feeling your strongest. I'm getting strength in particular with this in reverse. So you might be picking up some kind of strength training. You might get a gym membership, start taking care of the body a little bit more. I feel like once you start to bring some focus in this way, it's not only beneficial for you just in terms of you feeling better physically and having more confidence in your physical appearance, but I also feel like it's just really going to revitalize you in every area of your life. It's going to be a great stress relief for you. And, you know, by the time you hit summer, you're going to be feeling really good, right? So where you might feel like a little blow to your confidence right now, I feel that's really going to shift by the time you hit next summer. Yeah. And there's also a lot of stability there for you too. So I feel like whatever you begin now, in terms of your business aspirations, and it does look like you're moving more independently, it leads to a lot of big financial growth. Again, I got summer as a timing card around this. You might really see the full fruition of this around Leo season, okay? And this could be building with another too. So it looks like your home life is going to be very stable. We did see that there's a love relationship that's front and center for you. For a lot of you, this could mean marriage, like actually tying the knot or having some very, you know, very committed live-in relationship where you're building together, you have a future together, and this looks really good. Looks like a lot of stability. Okay, so let's see what else is coming in for Pisces. So it looks like, you know, you're kind of starting out feeling a little held back and a little like, you know, not your best, you know, but you just need some rest and to restore yourself, and you'll have a different perspective. There's something that's landed on the floor here. I did see 911 on the clock just as I reached down to pick this up. So I feel like this is kind of the point of emergency. Oh, isn't this interesting? On the other side, we have a King of Wands here. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This was thrown to the ground. So I said state of emergency. There might be something that's coming up around this individual that is an issue here. Something that has you really concerned. This could have been somebody that you were connected to, but they've kind of gone their own way. This person's out of the picture, or this person's MIA, or there's just something that you don't know about this individual that's leaving you feeling a little unsettled. Maybe you felt at one point you were really in a strong position with this person, and now you feel like you're kind of like on the opposite side of that. You're kind of in the dark. You're not knowing what's going on with this person. Maybe you're concerned about this person as well. Maybe you're concerned about their well-being in some way. You feel like they need some kind of support. There's something here about somebody on the other side of this that is not in your story right now that has you concerned. Something that's really getting under your skin in this situation. This could have something to do with the ending of a relationship. We have the Tower here, and it's coming in with the Four of Wands. So this is interesting. We did see a love relationship that was sort of at the basis of the matter. But here we have a relationship that looks like it's going through some kind of rocking of stability. And this is in direct relation to the foundation not being strong enough to support the growth of the connection. I'm really feeling this with the Queen of Wands energy coming in, that this is likely because of perhaps being drawn or tempted in another direction outside of a relationship. So this could be coming in 2024, some kind of rocking to the stability of a current relationship because you feel like you're being called in another direction. Somebody that you feel like matches you in terms of your passion, your desire. You might be in a connection right now where there's a lot of comfort in that connection and there is an affinity, and you might be working to healing this connection because of some disruption that occurred in the relationship because of outside interest. One or both of you was perhaps drawn to find some kind of fulfillment outside of the connection. This could have caused a disruption in the relationship that rocked the stability. I feel in cases where this was a challenge for you, you're going to really be rectifying that situation in 2024. It looks like a healing and a restoration of your relationship. I do see this renewal energy here with the Four of Wands coming into alignment. And maybe there needed to be this kind of a shakeup for you to really understand the value of this connection in your life. But it does feel like there could have been some kind of temptation that came into play here that maybe rocked the foundation of this important connection. I feel like where that was the case, you know, maybe you actually took a break too. I see this as a possibility as well. There might have been some questions. 1313 on the clock when I said that. Okay, so there might have been something that was perceived as bad luck, but 13 is actually a power number. And 13 is associated with goddess Freya. I don't know why this is coming in, but it's making me think of a couple reference points to Freya. Now, Freya is known as the goddess of both love and war. And it's interesting because there's like this meme that has gone around online where it says, if you can't lay 'em, slay 'em. And I think that might be this like King of Wands energy. Maybe you felt like you were sort of led on by a King of Wands. Maybe you thought that there was some hope of some kind of fulfillment in this connection, and then this person kind of just like went MIA on you. It could have been this person just ditched you, or they've gone kind of cold to you. You're not in communication with them right now. In some cases, this person, you know, went ghost on you. You don't understand what happened. You thought there was like some real connection there. I do feel like this is somebody that really like sparked a fire in you. You know, you feel like this person really recognized the fire in you. You felt a sense of passion, a sense of excitement with this person. But now this person's kind of MIA and you don't understand what's going on there, right? There might be this piece that, you know, you started to realize that you were jeopardizing another connection that actually means a lot to you by being drawn in this direction of outside the relationship. It could have been, though, that something happened where you kind of like talked to your partner and you both agreed to do a little exploring, like, you know, maybe we need to open up our relationship, or maybe we need a little time apart to make sure this is the right decision for us. I feel like where there were challenges in a relationship, you're healing a relationship with somebody. And where there was kind of distraction, maybe some kind of like outside sexual dalliance, or just a temptation. It feels like a temptation kind of energy. Maybe because you'd been in a relationship for a long time and things had grown kind of stale, and somebody new came on the scene that sort of like sparked your fire and got you thinking of things differently, got you longing to be single. I feel like either way, there's some kind of realization that comes through in 2024 that has you laying down a new foundation and really coming into union in a way that feels very solid. And it also feels like some kind of victory in a sense, sort of like overcoming something together and finding a real mutual sense of appreciation for each other because of what you've been able to go through and get on the other side of. I do feel like in cases where you've been single, you know, this is somebody that has also gone through a really big growth process in their life. There's a lot that they had to transform and release. I feel like you both had similar relationships that you had to heal from. You know, there was some kind of I'm almost getting like recovery work after being through a relationship. Maybe you were even in a relationship with somebody who had some kind of addictive tendencies, or maybe somebody kind of brought out those tendencies in you. But I am getting like recovery, like something had to be recovered after a relationship that you were in. And there's some lesson you got out of this experience that has you coming together with another in such a way where the person that you're coming together with, they also went through a similar journey. So there's sort of like a coming back around the bend. This has reunion energy to me, okay? So I feel like whoever you're coming together with in 2024 is somebody that you have previous experience with. You're coming back together again. You have a newfound appreciation for each other. Maybe because you did kind of like take a break from each other. You had some time apart from each other. And you're really realizing like, wow, you know, I didn't realize how good I had it. You have a new appreciation for each other when you come together. And I do feel like for a lot of you, you're coming into marriage, or you are having some kind of serious commitment that's formed. But it's on the other side of a really big disruption in a connection. For some of you, this is on the other side of a really messy breakup, where there were addictive patterns. There was some kind of unhealthy behavior in the connection. It could have even been a situation where you were dealing with an abusive partner. Not in all cases, but I can definitely see this for some. There's a healing process that had to occur after this disruption in this relationship, whether it was a complete severing of the connection and moving on and having to go through some kind of therapy or healing process, or whether this is a case where, you know, there was an affair and it caused a disruption in the connection. There's some kind of victory. There's some kind of reclaiming on the other side. I feel like first a reclaiming of the self, building up confidence again, feeling good about yourself again, getting healthy mind, body, and spirit. But there's something about leaving this old way of relating behind, or leaving this tendency to just sort of go for that thing that lights the fire, to actually looking at the whole picture in terms of relationship, actually wanting that stability, wanting somebody you can build with, wanting somebody that you can grow with, wanting somebody who will be there with you through all the changes and the ups and downs. And I feel like on the other side of these disruptions, that's what you end up with, and it's really beautiful. Okay, anything else from this deck? And then I feel compelled to move on to another deck for you Pisces. All right, again, there's something that you were invested in that you're not invested in any longer. It's being thrown on the ground. And I believe it's this King of Wands energy. Either they pulled out their investment, or you realized this was unhealthy and you pulled your investment out of this. But this is what got thrown on the ground, the Seven of Pentacles. I feel at one time you were hoping there was going to be growth in this connection, in this situation. There just wasn't. You release it and you get to this process of really, it feels like rediscovering what you had, but maybe you weren't really properly valuing before until you had this experience. It's got that vibe. There's somebody you're coming back around the bend with after there's been some kind of severing, disruption, separation in your connection. And when you come back together, you have new appreciation for each other because of what you found when you stepped away from that connection and did your exploration. It may have seemed like it would be exciting or was what you were looking for, but at the end of the day, you're like, no, I'm just really wanting something that also pours back into me. Whatever you dealt with when this connection was disrupted, or when you had your time apart from this individual that you're coming back together with, really was like a blow to your self-esteem. There was something that like lowered your confidence. You didn't like how it made you feel inside. And this reflected something to you that allowed you to appreciate another that maybe you kind of like didn't really value before, or you didn't really understand just how special of a connection it was, just how good of a thing you had. I feel like this is kind of like two people really rediscovering each other, but not until they had to learn some pretty harsh lessons where the foundation got rocked and they had to look at things in a new way, and then something beautiful comes out of it. Let's do a cut of the deck energy, and then I'm going to move on to a new deck and see what else wants to come in for you. Yes, you're definitely looking at things in a new way. You have a new view, all right? And this is the Judgment. So like I said, there's going to be some kind of reconnection that happens here. Maybe you can't see it right now. You're not sure what the way forward is. That's what that Two of Wands is about. It's about asking yourself, you know, what do I want to create moving forward? We know that you enter 2024 feeling a little stuck and like you can't clearly see the way forward. So I think you're going to continue to sort of like envision that way forward in the opening months of 2024. But then this thing is going to come back around the bend. And this is like a reunion energy. So I feel it's got that vibe, like something you thought was done, dusted, it comes back to life. There's still life left in it. And to me, this is really speaking of reunion, okay? Reunion after disruption. You may even sense this coming. This is your energy, High Priestess, all right? I feel like you are listening to your intuition. I do feel with the pomegranate in the background here that you did that deep dive into the shadow. And I do feel like there is some connection that you had here that really took you to like some dark places. It might have even had like an addictive quality. In some cases here, it's coming up again. So I'm going to have to look at it. We'll go ahead and pull out some cards on it. But in some cases here, this is what the control is about, okay? So maybe you're feeling stuck right now because there was some kind of workings done in this situation. This could be what needs to be released. This is not for everybody, but it's possible that somebody could have done some kind of binding work, trying to hold something together, you know, in the love department, whether that was somebody outside of you or you yourself. I mean, it is High Priestess energy, okay? That is your energy. It's also Cancer energy, okay? So either way, there's a brand new cycle happening here with the Fool. Something is beginning with a clean slate, all right? And there's something that is learned in the time alone through reflection, through rest, restoration, reflection, that gives a clearer view and lights the way forward. And this is on the other side of some kind of, you know, sneaky behavior. In some cases, this can be cheating. This can be trying to get away from something that, you know, you did without being detected, you know, or somebody doing this to you, all right? But there's a lot of worry and a lot of stress around this. There's also a lot of illusion around it with the Seven of Cups and confusion. So to me, this can look a little bit like the backfire of some working, or there being a little bit of this at play. So I am going to look a little bit more deeply into this. I'm going to see if there was any workings done. I'm going to pull out the occult cards on this. There is something coming forward for you here though, okay, with the Three of Wands. And it's coming forward very rapidly with the Knight of Swords. This is some kind of communication. Could be some kind of action. But you don't see this coming. All right. You got the 10 of Wands right now. So right now you're kind of in the dark. You don't know where things are going, where things are going to head. But right on the other side of this, what do we got? We got the Two of Cups. Okay. And here is the Queen of Swords. All right. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. That's also the energy that is coming at you very rapidly. Okay. Speaking some kind of truth, some kind of rapid action in this direction. All right. There's some kind of ending here, and there's a moving away from troubles. All right. And you want to move away from troubles though, without carrying these troubles forward with you. All right. That's so important with the Six of Swords. It's like you're meant to move forward after this ending toward this Emperor here that's waiting for you. All right. But there's something here that needs to be addressed, and it has everything to do with going about things in the right way and not being underhanded in how you move. There's the Five of Swords here, okay? This is betrayal energy. So somebody here feels betrayed, okay? Now it could be this Emperor that feels betrayed by you, okay? That could be strong Aries, Taurus energy. Or this person you feel has betrayed you, all right? You got to pick what side you're on in this situation. But there are themes of betrayal here. There's themes of like sneaking around, cheating, all right? And this has caused a lot of problems in getting a relationship to move forward toward commitment. There's been a lot of competition here. There's been a lot of arguments here. There's a lot of passions involved. Again, it's my sign of working. So I'm going to look at this and see if there's been anything on that level at play. Okay. And when we're looking at workings, you can also think of gossip or, you know, doing things kind of like on a manipulative level as being a kind of working, but certainly, you know, it can be spell work as well for people who are on those paths. And we do look at that at Broad Coven. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out this occult deck here, and we're just going to get some clarification on that to see if there's been any workings done in this situation. I really want to look at the two figures, okay? High Priestess representing your energy, and I want to look at this Emperor energy. Both are energies that are strong energies, right? Okay, so Let's see what's going on here. We're going to look at the High Priestess energy first, since that's your energy. I feel like the Emperor energy is the energy outside of yourself. All right. And it could be masculine or feminine. All right. It doesn't matter. You know, flip-flop genders as you need to, but Emperor energy would be somebody definitely acting out of more of that masculine quality. This is somebody who's very take charge, got kind of more of a, like a leadership sort of stance, very willful energy. Traditionally, the Emperor is associated with the signs of Aries and Taurus. So this person could have a strong Aries or Taurus placement in their chart. They don't have to, but they would definitely exhibit those kind of qualities. They would be more of somebody to take the initiative. They can be stubborn, right? They're very driven, ambitious kind of person. They like to take charge. They like to be in charge, okay? They make no bones about it. So let's look, they're even trying to take over your part of the reading. That's kind of interesting. So we wanted to look at the High Priestess first. There's a little clue. This person might be a little bit controlling, all right? They might be trying to control circumstances. They might be kind of controlling the narrative behind your back, all right? They're kind of like saying one thing to your face, but doing another behind your back. This might be something you need to be aware of. This is just coming in. All right, Pisces, what about this High Priestess in relation to any spell work? You know, I mean, that's where we would naturally look when we're looking at spell work. Did this High Priestess do any spell work in this situation to try to affect a love relationship or do any kind of control working? And if it's not Pisces, but some other High Priestess, can we get some identifying factors, please, Spirit? Okay, let's see here. In reverse, 10 of Cups. Okay, so I would say yes. There's been some manipulation here to prevent some coming together of a union. Yes, this was to divide a couple, to create some kind of disruption, to bring a tower down on a couple and create division between them. All right. All right, let's get some more information. Can we get any kind of like identifying factors of who did this working? Okay, it was something to end a relationship or keep two people from coming together. We're supposed to come together, with the 10 of Cups being in reverse like that. So again, this could be from somebody controlling the narrative. This could be somebody interfering, somebody, you know, spreading rumors. Okay, there's been something that's been done here. It can be, you know, doing workings, you know, doing spell work to create confusion, disharmony. It looks like the desire was to bring a separation or bring a tower. What do we got here? We got a Leo significator here. All right. We got strength coming in. Builds towers. Yep. And destroys stone walls. Causes rough waters. Finds witches. Well, you don't get a more like clear indication here. Looks like there could have been somebody with a strong Leo placement that's been throwing around this magic to create separation, to create disharmony. All right. Yep. The intention was to cause disruption. 5 of Cups. Reveals secrets. Spreads destruction by fire. So it's definitely a fire sign that's been throwing around this magic. And the aim was to create a tower, to prevent two people from coming together, to disrupt a relationship. And on the other side of that, why? 3 of Cups. Reconciliation. Because this person wants to reconcile. They want to reconcile, and they feel like if this relationship worked out, then it would prevent a reconciliation that they want to see happen in their lives, okay? In other words, they have their sights set on one of the people in the relationship, whether it's you or another, all right? It's like 3 is a crowd, and they're wanting to get one of these people out of the mix because they feel like this is their person. So they did some kind of manipulation to prevent this couple from coming together. All right. A Leo is factoring heavily into this situation, and it says finds witches. Okay, so that's pretty much calling out the Leo energy very strongly. That's the only indication I have. All right. So I would say yes, this high priestess likely has a strong Leo placement in their chart. This is somebody who has done something to create some kind of disruption, bring a tower down in a relationship, prevent a coming together of something that, with the 10 of Cups in reverse is supposed to come together. It's something that would have been very fulfilling for both individuals, but there's been some kind of disruption caused in this situation by outside interference. And, it's interesting because, your read started out with that Strength card in reverse and you feeling not confident. So it's also possible that this is, the side effect of that working or that manipulation and was intended to make you feel less confident or not feel good about yourself, all right? Or I have to bring it in because the High Priestess is a Pisces card. If you did any kind of working, manipulation, or you interfered in a connection, this could be the backlash of that. That could be why you are feeling insecure right now or why you are not feeling so confident, all right? It just depends. It's not going to be everybody's story, but I have to bring that in when your significator card comes in. You have to be aware that if you do work on that level, or if you gossip, or if you interfere in somebody else's situation, that there's energy that comes attached to that and it can have a negative result. So to me, it feels like whoever did this, they have a strong Leo placement in their chart. All right. So if you don't have a strong Leo placement in your chart, then I would say it's not you. All right. But it just depends. All right. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So wherever there was loss created in this situation with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, this energy is going to be turned around. I feel like whatever is going on in this situation, whoever was interfering, whether they did that by doing some kind of spell work or whether they did that by gossiping, meddling, putting their nose where it didn't belong, this energy is reversing. Where there was a desire to create loss, lack for somebody else, now the person who is sort of like pulling those strings, their strings are being pulled. It's just like a natural boomerang effect of your energy coming back around the bend. So if you know you're clean in this area and you didn't do that, you can rest assured that this situation is going to be balanced out, because whoever was interfering on that level, they're kind of owning their own actions at this point, okay? And that's the way it always works, all right? Let's go ahead and put these aside now and move forward with this story and see what else is coming in. So it looks like there's recovery on the other side of this. Wherever you were feeling challenged, you're getting to the other side of it. Even though you might not be able to see that right now, this will become clear for you later. What do we want to pull out here? Super awesome future cards. Let's see what wants to come in here. And it was 37:44 on the clock when I said that. So yes, there's something that comes into alignment on the other side of this ending you've experienced in your life. It feels like something came to a close, something ended. It was a karmic cycle. I don't think it was the easiest experience to go through. It looks like it really rocked you. There was some tower that fell, some truth came to light, and it created a lot of disruption. I feel like a relationship was really impacted by this, but there's healing and there's reunion and reconciliation on the other side of this in 2024. It also looks like there's personal expansion for you, and you just feeling a lot more confident about yourself. And there's a glow up energy, and you're definitely going to get your time to shine, your time to be recognized, appreciated. I really feel like summer's going to be an important month for you. And again, there could be like a Leo factoring strongly in this situation, either a Leo that, you know, you're meant to come together with, where there was interference in that connection, or a Leo who, you know, was at the root of causing the disruption. All right. Oh, isn't that interesting? Wait a minute. Before we jump onto this, I love how that happened. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Sneaky. Sneaky. That Emperor just said, I'm going to dip. Oh, no, 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 no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute, Emperor. Isn't that interesting? That Emperor just like dips out. No, 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 no. Wait a minute. We need to see what is the Emperor's role in this situation. Hold up. Wait a minute. What if the Leo is the Emperor? You know, fire sign energy. I mean, it is possible, all right? We've had quite a few Leo significators come out here. That's interesting how that energy just tried to dip. Sneaky. Sneaky. All right, the Emperor might be a little bit sneaky in this situation. This might be the fly in the ointment. Let's get some more details on this situation. Tell me about this Emperor in relation to this manipulation, these workings. I mean, we did have a clear indication, like it doesn't get more clear than pointing out Leo. So let's see what's going on with this Emperor energy that tried to dip, all right? No, you don't get to dip out that easy. We get to look at what's going on with you too, Emperor. This Emperor might be trying to spin the narrative where they're sort of like blaming you. I see that, you know? Isn't that interesting? It's like the energy dips and then it's like, it's all kind of getting pointed in your direction, Pisces, okay? Very interesting. And in fact, they might be very convincing in the way that they're controlling the narrative, where people really are looking at you as being the problem in a certain situation. Okay, so let's have a look here. Bottom of the deck energy, Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. Returns items and punishes thieves. Reveals hidden treasures. But it's in reverse. So yeah, this person's trying to get away with this, all right? This person actually is the one who's doing sneaky stuff, but they're like really undercover at this time. In fact, people might have really been swayed by what this person said or how they've controlled the narrative. Let me get some more details about this. This person's trying to escape from guilt. I mean, I feel like in a situation where there was any kind of cheating, like both people are equally responsible in that situation. But there is something coming forward here about this person doesn't want to take accountability. They're very subtle. They're very sly, you know, but I think they're trying to point the finger at you and making you take the fall entirely. What do we got here? Three of Cups. Reconciles friends, tells of the past, present, and future, gives dignities and honors. Yeah, you know, there's this piece about they want to come off good to their friend group, you know, they don't want to be cast aside. So this could be a situation where somebody's trying to shift the blame and put it all squarely on you. Any more details about this? They don't want to take a fall socially. That's what I got. They don't want to lose their clout. So they're kind of like trying to pin something on you that, you know, they actually played a part in. This person looks like they could have been the third party in the situation, okay? It's not like this person's squeaky clean. Queen of Cups. Teaches all sciences, performs wonderful poetry, follows all requests with excellence. I mean, this is your card, okay? And look at this, like, peacock energy there. So, the pride, all right? Yeah, you know, this is very interesting. This does feel like somebody that you were involved with, you know, at the very least, a flirtation. I mean, it's coming up. It's like a third party element here, but there's some desire for reconciliation in this connection with this Emperor. Maybe this Emperor really wants reconciliation with you, and so in some way was trying to undermine or cause disruption or issues in your relationship because they had a desire to connect with you. All right. I think this person really admires you. They see your creativity. They recognize your creativity. Maybe you even wrote a poem for this person and they just loved it. You know, they really, this person would do anything you tell them to do. You know, they're enamored with you. You hold a special place in their heart. I feel like they view you as some kind of like teacher or guide. Like they think you have some sense of, I got like otherworldly wisdom is what's coming in. Like this person really looks to you for guidance. And they do feel that you have a lot of talent. They also know this about you. They know that you'll do whatever they feel, okay? That you'll do whatever they ask you to do. So in other words, they admire you, but they also know that they have a certain kind of sway with you too. I do feel like this person's wanting some kind of reconciliation with you. They're wanting some kind of healing with you. But it's sort of weird energy because it's like they want reconciliation with you and they want healing with you, but at the same time, they have no problem throwing you under the bus and making you take the fall for something that it feels like they had an equal part in. It's interesting energy there. Could have a strong Leo placement in their chart. I feel like this person really focuses on what works for them and they don't really consider long-term ramifications, okay? Let's do a cut of the deck on this. This is like tricky energy. 6 of Cups. Gives one a good reputation. Makes one beloved by friends and foes, okay? So I feel like, you know, this person's going to come back around the bend. And it's interesting to me because there is some kind of transformation in this situation. I think that, you know, this person might try to get you on the same page with them. You know, it's sort of like this person feels like they can control how you're received. That's what I got. Like, they might tell you that they can like get this all straightened out for you and work it all out with you. But what's interesting here is the Ace of Wands is coming in reverse. So it's almost like if you started to withhold sex from this person, like if this is somebody you were hooking up with or flirting with, this is what caused the problem. This is what caused the person to turn on you and start to slant the narrative. And I feel like if you don't hook up with this person, this is going to continue to be the issue. Like, it's sort of got a really kind of creepy vibe. It's like this person is sort of like taking it out on you because you stopped hooking up with them or you denied them or you turned down their offer. Because it says, instructs how to make weapons and the art of seduction. All right. And this is somebody choosing to like pull away from that energy and not engage. Ace of Wands in reverse is like there's no sexual connection there. 47-44. And I feel like this is the problem in this situation. One person really desired sexual connection, the other didn't. But the other knew. And I'm getting that it's this, this Emperor energy knows that the other person really desired sexual connection and sort of used it like a carrot, you know, like I'm going to dangle this carrot, my carrot in front of you. Oh, no, you know, and there could have even been like a little manipulation on this level because maybe they knew how much you desired them, how much you were wanting that kind of connection with them. And this person It feels a little bit like user energy, like this person manipulated you a little bit because they knew how much your heart was invested in them or how enamored you were with them. And there's also a real like kind of sexual tension here. So I do feel like there was a lot of mutual flirtation, this energy that gave the impression like that there was something real here. But this person might have used you as an ends for a means, okay? Because it does show that you would follow all their requests. That's how they view you. Like anything I tell this person to do, they'll do it. If they think that there's the promise of, you know, something coming out of this romantically and especially sexually. But when it didn't go in that direction and there was the sex withheld, that's what it feels like somebody stopped giving up the cookie or never gave it, all right? Then that caused this person out of ego to kind of like turn on you. And I feel like they're not really doing workings per se, but they're more kind of like controlling the narrative around you. It's got the vibe of like making you take the fall for something that they're actually the ones who are, you know, responsible for. All right. But they don't want to like fall out with their friends. They're trying to save face. And so it's easier for them to blame you. I do feel like this person is going to come back around the bend. I don't think you've heard the last of them. I feel like they're going to give you an opportunity to rekindle things with them. It's up to you what you do about that, but do know that this person had no issue throwing you under the bus, all right? This is interesting. Why these cards? Half of these cards are coming up in the opposite direction. They're all mixed up. Top card here is going beyond normal. Okay, so I feel like this is a really out of the ordinary connection. It's not your typical kind of connection. I feel like nothing has been in the realm of normality for you for a while. Everything feels really strange. I also feel like you're in a time of spiritual exploration and you've been really expanding on that level, maybe heading into territory that you weren't familiar with before. Maybe some of you did start to explore metaphysics more. Maybe some of you started to explore the occult arts or got into doing alchemy work or something along these lines. You're starting to realize some of the pitfalls that come with that. You know, there's always tests and challenges along the way and checks and balances as well, you know. The energy that you put out definitely always comes back home to roost, you know. So it's so important if you are doing any kind of like work on that sort of a path that you keep that in mind. And usually, you know, it's wisest to do any kind of alchemy work focused on the self, you know, the self-transformation rather than having somebody else be an outside target. But especially if you've been coming together with somebody, maybe you're not the one who's really involved in this, but you've been sort of having a flirtation or in some cases an affair, you know, with somebody who is very familiar with those kind of paths. You know, you can run into a lot of manipulative people in those circles. It's just kind of the nature of those type of crowds, you know. You do want to be mindful of this. So it feels like there's been some manipulation, whatever situation you've been in. And I think you're going to be glad to get to the other side of it and restore something that got lost along the way. You know, something got damaged in the process here. And I did a cut of the deck here and we got the word wants to be written. Okay, so I feel like maybe there's something you need to express here. It could be related to grief that you're feeling in this situation. And there's also some kind of healing process that you're going through. And it feels like there's a lot that's opening up for you in terms of your vision around this. So sometimes that's the way it is, right? We go down a really dark corridor that leads to our new life, but we wonder, like, when do I get to the other side? And there's something about this process you're going through right now where you're transforming something that took you really deep into the shadow, that brings you into the light and has you coming into this place of freedom in 2024 that creates this beautiful transformation in your life. And it might even inspire something creatively to be birthed out of that. In fact, you might actually, you already had poetry come through. So maybe writing is something that's always really spoken to you and you need to explore it a little bit more. And you might be inspired to write about your spiritual process, your spiritual growth process, and in particular, a healing process that you're going through right now. And this might be a really wonderful way to just sort of release the heavy energy, release the grief. And what you might not realize is something comes out of it that leads you into greater expansion, and may very well be that thing that's sort of like your shining moment where you get some recognition and attention for this work. I feel like there's something creative that comes out of this, but there's also this piece here about the creativity coming specifically through your words. And I do feel like it's something you're downloading. It's something that's spiritually inspired, and it's directly connected to your spiritual path and a healing process that you're going through that's meant to be shared, perhaps to give other people strength in their own transformational journeys. But that's a really beautiful energy to come in. And on the other side of that, we have listening for truth. Okay. So I feel like this is a time for, again, rest, restoration, maybe do some cleansing. You might find it very cleansing and restorative to spend time near a body of water, especially the ocean, if you have access to that. And there's something that's wanting to come forward for you through your memories specifically. And I feel like this memory is way back, all right? This to me is really speaking of the source and kind of like tapping those Akashic records and maybe even having some strengths and some wisdom awakening in you that goes way back into your roots, your ancestral roots, your Akashic roots. You know, it's got this feeling of something very, very deep down in the subconscious that's being awakened, and it's inspiring some vision that takes you forward, but it's central to your healing process and your spiritual growth. But it looks like by the time you hit summertime, you've gotten through the other side of this healing process in 2024, and it shows you celebrating with somebody and having a new appreciation for a relationship and coming together on a really strong foundation. You're going to build that foundation the right way this time. And there's a lot of expansion and growth for you financially, a lot of abundance coming in. And I believe it's directly connected to this spiritual work that you're doing now, this healing work you're doing now. It's going to inspire a new vision for moving forward. You're going to start pouring energy into this. And I feel like there's some kind of public recognition coming for that work, some kind of attention. There may even be like some important opening or event that really commemorates this. It's a big arrival point for you. There's somebody there to celebrate with you too. Maybe even that very person that you went through the healing process with or around. And there's a reunion story here. But most importantly, it's a reunion with yourself, your own sense of empowerment, your strength and your gifts, and you really being willing to step up into that and being seen for that, recognized for that, and taking your spot in the spotlight. Looks like a beautiful moment of coming full circle and receiving the recognition for the beauty of the soul that you are in 2024. And I wish you so many blessings with that, Pisces.